Hey, it's Derek Richards here in Detroit, along with my buddy Dean Napolitano, who is down in St. Petersburg, Florida. Welcome to Split Decision. Dean, tell the humans out there what this show is all about.
All right, we get a question, maybe a topic. We got 60 seconds to state our case. You guys get to decide whose side you're on. So you get to decide it. We tell you the case in 60 seconds. No more, no less.
And by the way, we love your comments. We got a couple of comments on the last episode. These were pretty entertaining. These were two of my favorites. I don't think you saw these, Dean. This one's from Matt in Grosse Pointe, Michigan. You guys talking about taking a relationship with a stripper to the next level. That is a horrible idea. I dated a stripper for 3 months. She bashed in the windshield of my car, keyed it, and broke into my house 3 times.
Well, again, we're not classifying all of them that way, and I'm sure
they're not all lunatics.
No,
listen,
maybe most of them aren't.
One.
Probably most of them aren't, but there's definitely the wildcat. You know what I mean? So
yeah, once in a while, not every pit bull will eat your kid, but once in a while, one of them does.
That's a great analogy.
And you just happen to date the stripper pit bull.
Unfortunately, you got the one that was burnt with cigarettes,
or in this case, your car, and then your house. Exactly. And then their comment came from, this was a good one. I didn't tell you this. This is from Jesse in Hammond, Indiana. Guys, talking about going through your partner's phone. My boyfriend went through my phone and found out that I had bought an expensive piece of jewelry. He got pissed and wondered why I was spending all this money on something so frivolous. Turns out it was a watch that I bought for him that he was eyeballing. And I took it back.
Good.
And yeah, never gave him the watch. Took it back and never gave him the watch. So,
hey, good for her.
Go through your partner's phone.
That's what it is.
When you find something like that out, listen, you better have all your information dialed in.
Yeah, I mean, if you better find out who the watch is for. I mean, especially if he saw the watch already. I mean, he was looking at it.
Yeah.
She's buying this. She's like, I'm going to get him. I'm going to buy that watch for another man. Stupid ass.
Well, maybe we can hook her up with my buddy, with our other partner here, Matt in Grosse Pointe, who had his windshield knocked in by the stripper.
Yeah, no kidding.
Matt, we got somebody who's not going to break into your house, or if she does, she'll leave you a nice timepiece.
Yeah, we're making couples here. That's what we're doing.
I guarantee you that is on nobody's bingo card who's watching this episode who knows either one of us. Nobody out there is thinking that Dean and Derek on Split Decision are creating relationships.
We're the last guys that should.
We are a disaster. Speaking of disasters, we've got our first question here again. 60 seconds on the clock.
First question, I think that's mine. What's that? Right? I think I have the first question, correct?
Yes, you do have the first question.
All right, I do. Because it's a big topic now. From Jason in Santa Clarita, California. Should we all have to drive electric cars? The government wants everybody on electric cars. So that's the question. 60 seconds, go.
I'm going to say yes. And I'm going to say yes only because, listen, gas right now here in Michigan is north of $4 a gallon. And the whole Strait of Hormuz garbage that's going on. Listen, go ahead, get yourself an electric car, plug it in, drain the grid, make your neighbors crank their AC up to 78 degrees because the power grid can't handle the electric cars. But no, I say, you know what? Go ahead. Let everybody drive an electric vehicle. Gas is getting too expensive. The government keeps hanging that bullshit over our heads at every single turn. The Strait of Hormuz, the Iran war, all the bullshit, all these monster petroleum companies that are screwing us at every single turn. And then also, too, all the taxes that come on your gas. Here in the state of Michigan, gas taxes are ridiculous. I say, get an electric car, plug it in, give Elon Musk some more money. He doesn't have enough. $1 trillion is never enough money. Electric cars, yes.
You disappoint me, my friend. No.
All right, state your case. Go.
No, so here's my point. There's no tax on electric in Michigan. You're worried about the gas. Why don't you try fixing your water problem first, all right? Isn't there a big water issue in Michigan? Why don't you put the money into that? Put the taxes into that, okay? Secondly, they're going to tax the shit out of you. when you have an electric car, because once they get rid of oil, then electric's going to be the premium tax. It's going to be a luxury, basically. And then they can also, now they got kill switches in your car. That's what the goal was. I think the government knocked it down, but they wanted to put a kill switch in every electric car, or all new cars for that fact, so they can just kill your car. Well, if you're a criminal, we'll stop you. There's always a reason in the name of safety or in the name of global warming or whatever. Now, a hybrid, I'm all for, but I don't want to be caught on the road in some freaking boondocks area, and all of a sudden, oh, you have zero energy left in your battery.
All right. Listen, I say you can be a humanitarian and let your neighbor plug in to the side of your house if you end up running out of your little battery powered toy runs out. I think this brings us together as a nation, Dean. I think what happens is we end up finding out who our true neighbors are, who really loves us, who is a good human.
Yeah.
If you let somebody plug in, run a 6,000 foot extension cord from the front of some farmer's house in the middle of nowhere.
To be a humanitarian. What about the humanitarian about the kids working the cobalt mines in another country that are dying?
Whatever. Fuck those kids.
No to that, I say, unless the technology gets much better and you can go much further on a battery.
Although I will say this. Now, listen, you were talking about the kill switches, because they talk about that all the time, even on gas-powered cars now.
That's what I'm saying. I saw it on the gas power. That's a no. That's a no-go for me. But all right, next one. Next question.
I agree. All right. Question number 2. Was Abraham Lincoln gay? This comes from Colin in Port Huron, Michigan. Was Abraham Lincoln gay? Dean, 60 seconds. You are on the clock. Go.
I've never heard that question. Abe Lincoln. All right, the hat, a little eccentric. I could see where you might make a mistake saying that, but the guy had a solid beard. You know what I mean? I mean, if he was, I don't know. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. I mean, I don't know what Mary Todd looked like. I just still say no. I don't think so. I think we would have heard more about it. It would have been, back then they had a right with a ink dip and, but, well, yeah, Abe Lincoln, he's gaying out. You know what I mean? No, there's no way. There's no way. I just don't think it was. I mean, for me, it would be hard to believe that he was gay. Listen, if you're gay, you're gay. It's all good. But Abe Lincoln? Hard to believe.
Time's up. I'm going to go. I say Abe Lincoln was way gay. Abe Lincoln traveled, this is noted, he had traveled with a guy named Joshua Speed for many, many years when he was a young man, and they traveled together a lot, and they slept in the same bed all the time. You mean to tell me there's not a Super 8 somewhere in Springfield, Illinois, that you can go ahead and get 2 beds? Come on, seriously. That's ridiculous. And then also there was a lot of turmoil in his marriage with Mary Todd. And I think the fact that Todd was in her name makes her one of the first transgender people ever on record. So I think Mary Todd was both a man and a woman, even though her and Abe had several kids. So there was a lot of that. Listen, and I've done gigs in Springfield, Illinois, and I have been so bored that it wouldn't surprise me in the least if the only option out there was to bang other dudes.
Yes. First of all, I don't think there was a Super 8 in 1825 when he was traveling the countryside with his friend, whoever he was, when he was 16.
I'm sorry, were you there? Were you there?
No, I'm just saying. And 2 doubles. I don't even think there was. I mean, there were inns. You stayed in an inn. It was like 3 rooms above the bar. I don't. I mean,
I'm not saying there were 2 doubles. All I'm saying is Abe Lincoln and Joshua Speed. There were 2 queens in the room, but they were in the same bed. They weren't 2 beds.
You're such an ass. All right, case closed.
Case closed.
All right. Next questions. This is from Sandra in Iowa City, Iowa. Great city. I've been there many times. Are all plastics killing us? All plastics.
Go. Are all plastics killing us? I'm going to say yes, they are, because plastics don't break down. And Plastics break down, they just become microplastics. And so what happens is they just get shot out into the atmosphere. It gets dumped into the ocean. Fish end up eating it. When you're not supposed to heat stuff in plastic. You've got BPAs that are emitted from it. I think I think absolutely all plastics are killing us. I think when you look and see the effects that plastics have on humanity, listen, all of these stupid protesters that are out there having dumb arguments over something that makes no sense, you know what they're doing, Dean? They're all drinking plastic bottles of water. And it's slowly killing their brain cells, which makes them go out there and protest dumb shit things that make no difference to anybody out there with a brain. So yeah, plastics are killing everybody. That's my story.
Okay, first of all, I can't worry
Well,
about
this answers a lot, but no, go ahead.
Here we go. I say no, not all plastics. Some plastics probably break down quicker than others. I think they're trying to solve that problem. Hopefully it'll get better, but who knows? You can't really trust them either. It's big corporations. But I don't think they're all killing us. They got that Pyrex now. That's a pretty good one. I don't heat stuff up in anything but metal or bowls. So I don't even use my microwave with plastics. But I can't, how are we going to go with it? Plastics have done a lot of good things. Now, I'm not saying there isn't microplastics because that's proven. It's from when the plastic is in the water breaking down from the salt water and the sun, of course it's going to be small enough for the fish to stop polluting, you fucking slobs. You know what I mean? So maybe if you didn't throw shit everywhere and let it seep into the groundwater or recycled it, or just, use a bottle once. Now, oh, well, if it sits out in the heat, it activates the BPs and whatever the hell's in there, PPHs, PhDs, LMCs, ABCD, BFT. It's, there's always something to worry about. So I'm not going to worry about drinking out of a bottle of water, all right? Just don't throw it in the ocean, you dipshit.
All right. Your time's up. Listen, I think that, I think it's insanely beneficial to, heat stuff up in a microwave in glass. I take it out of plastic and put it in a glass bowl or something like that, or some kind of a ceramic bowl to heat it in the microwave. But yeah, throw it on the stove in some kind of a metal pot or whatever to go ahead and heat it up. But yeah,
no,
I think it's you can't. Plastics never goes away. It ends up breaking down smaller, but it's still always going to be there.
Then turn it into something else, but don't use your microwave. You know what I use my microwave for, Derek? I use it to disinfect my sponge. That's it. It changes all the molecular structure in there, flips the water molecules, and you're going to come out with a third nipple at the end of your life.
Well, listen, now, years ago, when I was a young man and single and roaming the streets, when I needed contraception, I didn't have the money to buy a condom, Dean. I really didn't. I carried around a roll of saran wrap, and I wrapped my penis in saran wrap before I had sex with somebody. Jeez. And I'm telling you, I can literally go back and carbon date this. The plastic that seeped in through the head of my penis has caused me more problems than you can even begin to imagine.
I don't doubt it. You're a sick man.
Yeah. See? Plastics are killing us. Your comments down below. Who wins these arguments? All right. Last question here. This one comes to us from Mark in Columbus, Georgia. Is there already a cure for all cancers? Is there already a cure out there for all cancers? Mark in Columbus, Georgia. Thank you for the question. Dean, 60 seconds on the clock. Your answer, go.
It's a tough one because it's a big topic. A lot of money's been thrown at it. I would say no, probably no. I would think that it's getting much better and there's a cure for some, but it seems like we get new cancers that one drug won't work for, or there isn't a cure. Part of me feels, how could they not have a cure? And it's such a big business, but I would want to hopefully be on the side of humanity and saying if there was one, they would have it out. But business is business, so you really don't know, but I've seen it from family members having cancer that it's come a long way. It could come faster. Obviously, some people don't make it, and it sucks. So I would hope there's a cure, but I would say no, because I would hate to be or to find out they were hiding it.
All right. I'm going to listen. There is absolutely a cure for cancer out there. I am a 26-year cancer survivor. Gratefully, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I got cured, knock on wood, cured so far. But I'll tell you what, there is absolutely a cure out there for cancer. Every time you hear somebody come up with a cure for something, they somehow become unalived. Oh, hey, how did so-and-so's plane go down while they were taking their formula for the cure for breast cancer on their way to Washington, D.C.? Whoopsie. Yeah, there's way too much money in cancer. Listen, I always say this. If you could invent a car that had a rubber body that would never, ever, ever get dinged or that would never crash or nothing, do you think collision companies would get behind it? No. There is way too much money to be made in cancer. There will never be a cure for cancer. Do I think there's a cure for cancer out there? Yes. What I've heard so far in my extensive research is that if you jerk off enough squirrels, you can cure any cancer. There. So
it's amazing you had cancer. So I heard you were the biggest squirrel jerker in the business. So you make a good point, because it's the same with the gas-powered car. There seems to be so many videos of guys that invented like the water-powered cars, and they give a demonstration and all of a sudden they disappear. So I wouldn't put it past it. I guess I'm just trying to have hope that there isn't right now.
There is, but you think all of a sudden out of nowhere they're going to close the Dana-Farber Institute in Boston, or they're going to close, a huge chunk of the Mayo Clinic and say, hey, you know what? We found the cure for cancer. Sorry, all you doctors, all you oncologists, all you oncology nurses, everyone at Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson and all these other chemotherapy manufacturers, the radiation companies that are doing stuff, sorry, we got a cure. All you got to do is lick this rock, and the cancer is gone. We figured it all out. No. That monster has gotten way too huge, way too big, and they are never, ever, ever, ever going to let somebody see the light of day who comes up with a cure for cancer.
You make a good point. I think
I win that one, but you go ahead.
But yeah, like I said,
down below. Comments down below. And if you have questions for us, please throw it out there. Listen, we'll ask them, we'll argue them, and it may not make any sense at all, like most of our arguments that we do have. Some of them make sense, but a lot of them don't. And if you want to hear your question, please go ahead and post it down below, or go ahead and DM myself or Dean Napolitano on our social media site. And we will go ahead and get it out there. Dean, once again, where can humanity find your comedic self?
DinoLive.com, DEANO Live.com. All my social medias, I post where I'm at, where I'm going to be, where I was, and hide your squirrels, hide your wife.
DerekRichards.com is my website. Follow me on there. All the social media stuff is on there. All the show dates and ticket links are available as well. Split decision, Derek Richards, Dean Napolitano. We love all of you. See you soon.
See you next week.